Elden Ring is a title that is up and coming, guys, supposed to be coming out January of 2022, and I'm very excited about this title for a number of reasons, from George R.R. Martin being a part of it to just what we've seen so far makes me very excited for this title, and a lot of high expectation, to say the least, for this to be a title that is going to get knocked out of the park, and I'm really excited about it, guys. I want to talk about everything that we want, though, in Elden Ring, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Some of these things you may agree with, some of them you may disagree with, and some of the things that I'm going to be bringing up about the things that we want are things that you guys stated on social media to me, and so I definitely want to go ahead and talk about this and get, some real conversation going in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So Elden Ring, guys. I've made a lot of Elden Ring content on the YouTube channel. You guys can check out all of that, and there will be more moving forward, to say the least. So if you like Elden Ring or you're excited about this upcoming title, stay here with Zero TV. But with that being said, guys, the number one thing for me with Elden Ring is an open world. Now, there's a lot of talk that there's going to be a semi-open world or a full-blown open world with Elden Ring, but I absolutely want to see a open world, guys, where you got a lot of exploration. You're able to, of course, I mean, this is an action role-playing game, right? So we definitely want there to be elements to this that are going to have, what we can really say is that this is a third-person perspective title, and I would love to see just how much exploration you can do. That goes from customization to being able to just have things in that open world to do. I think would be absolutely awesome. I think that that's the direction they're moving in, but I absolutely want to see an open world. At number 2 for me, guys, I really want to see multiplayer, single player, and co-op mode. So that full package, guys, is something that I talk about all the time on the YouTube channel. Anytime that you're getting a AAA title, I believe it needs all three of those things in order to justify a $60 price tag on the title. Because when you look at the landscape of gaming, we have so many free-to-play games now. And so, to me, it just makes a lot of sense that if you're going to sell a product that is just a single-player story, a lot of times, in my opinion, it doesn't really justify. Because after you're done beating the story, you're going to move on to other games most likely. But a full package is going to bring you back to that experience over and over again if you enjoyed the single player story or the multiplayer, so on and so forth. For me, though, guys, coming in at number 3, I think is really something that this is almost kind of building upon, in my opinion, is certainly, since the predecessor of Elden Ring was, of course, the Souls series, this is something I would love to see connections to, right? But I would love to see George R.R. Martin, since he's got his handprint on this title, I would love to see novels as well as comics made about Elden Ring. I think about Dead Space was a title that got an animated movie, it had some comics and things of that nature that really tried to build upon the legacy, the story, so on and so forth. Well, I believe that Elden Ring has a total amount of, potential when it comes to this area of having novels and having, different stories that you can read about to really build upon that legacy and lore. You think of Elden Ring, I think of like the Lord of the Rings, right? Where that's such an expansive universe. This is one that I think has that potential as well, especially having someone like George R.R. Martin there. This could be something really special. So I'd love to see, novels, comics, little movies maybe, show made around this title. It would really build upon what they're trying to do for sure. And for me, guys, this leads me to number 4, which is free-to-play elements. I would love to see an element here in Elden Ring that's going to be free-to-play. Let's say maybe multiplayer's free, maybe the single-player story is free. So it kind of gets your feet wet with this title in particular. You're able to kind of see what it's all about, and then maybe you might want to buy the entire game. If you play the multiplayer and you're going up against waves and waves of enemies, or you're playing in a PvP setting, you get an idea of what it's all about. And then you can play the single-player story, play those co-op modes. I'd love to see some free-to-play elements in this title. And rounding it out, guys, at number 5, I certainly want, From Software to focus on this game and this game alone, thinking to themselves, hey, this is going to be the only game in this series. So we want this to be the best it can possibly be. However, I also want them to have in the back of their mind thinking, we want this to be a long, expansive franchise. We don't want this just to be a one game that comes out and that's it. We want this to be a universe, something that's going to go and withstand the test of time almost. Whereas we're starting it here, but we have an idea of how we can make a great sequel out of this, or whatever the case might be. Make this the best game you can, but have that idea in your mind that we want this to be a long, withstanding franchise. With that being said, though, guys, those are the 5 things that I want to see out of Elden Ring. What do you guys want to see out of Elden Ring? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Elden Ring content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.